All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined with the man, the myth, the legend, SWGoH for another video. We're going to rank every single game mode in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that you can't sim. And so anything that's simmable, no reason to rank that. We came up with 9 game modes that fit that category, right? Right, SWGoH? And we're going to talk about why Conquest is the #1 best game mode in the history of Galaxy of Heroes in its current state.
I can guarantee that when SWGoH and Cubs Fan Han come together, 0 people will be disappointed. No one will ever have any criticism. There will be no hate whatsoever. I'll be scouring the comments, and it will be all positive. And because of that, I am excited to do this.
That's not what I was expecting to hear you say. The positivity is impeccable, though.
Infectious.
Yes. There's no negativity in this community. So anyway, we got 9 game modes we're gonna rank here. We put this list together as a team here. So this is our list, our opinion. You guys reorder it. Tell us what you disagree with down in the comments below, and then we will tell you why you're wrong, right? Because our list is objectively the only list that matters, right?
Objectively, because when you gain the ability to press the record button, you just become smarter than everyone else. It doesn't matter. So you aren't recording yourself, so therefore you'll never be smarter than us, ever.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Let's continue.
Number 9 is Galactic Challenges, not Conquest. Now, I actually really agree with this for several reasons, but I'm curious, you and I both felt the same way about this, SWGoH. Why is it number 9? Last place.
I will pay my life savings to anyone who can point out something fun about it. Little side note, I'm completely broke, so it won't really matter, but no one likes this game mode. I think we can agree that this is a waste of time. It is condensed Conquest, but like only the bad parts and none of the good stuff.
Yeah, it does feel like Galactic Challenges was kind of a precursor to Conquest, almost like a test run, and then they gave us the full version, but we still have this to work with, right? We're still doing Galactic Challenges, and I think something that I'm not a big fan of with Galactic Challenges is just how it's like one and done. It's basically, do you have the team or do you not have the team?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it comes down to. And yeah, I don't see anything fun about that. I agree. I can't think of very many Galactic Challenges that I have had fun with. There are some every once in a while where I'm like, okay, that was a decent challenge. But typically what you're seeing in front of you right now is what happens where maybe I've got first order, so I just go in there, hit auto, and I just did it live on this video. That's my Galactic Challenge for the day.
Yeah, I don't have first order, so I haven't done this last one. If I don't have the team that takes to max it out, I don't even bother attempting it. It's just a waste of time. I don't care. I don't need 50% of it done with my best team and just, complete it. It's a waste of time.
Completely agreed. All right, next up on the list, you guys are going to be happy to know that we are putting Conquest in second to last place right now. Now, it really makes my heart bleed a little bit to put Conquest this low, because when it first dropped, I probably would have ranked it in the top 3, maybe even top 2 game modes in this game. And it has just every single update decreased in favor with this community. It's become more glitchy, more buggy. It's become more grindy, and it has just become an absolute meme at this point.
Yeah, it's like your children. Like when it first comes out, like they're so beautiful and it's the greatest day of your life. And then just every time it gets a little bit older, you just start liking it less. It develops its own personality. And eventually you just kick it out of the house when it turns 18 and hope that you can start over again.
I feel like this is, I feel like there's more to this story, AP. I feel like this is what happened to you.
Yeah, I have immense emotional trauma from my childhood, but this is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, baby. Let's keep going.
Well, okay, all right. Well, maybe we need to talk about that off camera a little bit.
No.
No? Do you have some anger?
Men don't cry, but I'm also not a man, so I cry. But let's continue. Conquest sucks.
Well, you're 5'3", right?
Yes. Manlet.
Yeah.
Manlight. I'm the free version.
All right.
I'm the free to play.
I'm really hoping Conquest, we'll have to revisit this at some point, but I really hope that Conquest increases on this list as CG updates it, but I'm worried right now that it might even usher itself into last place because it just keeps going down, down, down. All right, number 7 is going to be Fleet Arena. Now, some people, reward-wise, a lot of people are going to really like Fleet Arena because it might be some of the easiest crystals in the game for you, depending on your shard, though. I do not have one of those shards that is like that. Now, I haven't done Fleet Arena battles in a while, but with my full Executor fleet, it's possible for me to fall all the way to 54 in my Fleet Arena with a full Executor fleet. And so it's, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, now if I were to be really committed, could I take first every day? Yes, but I would fall with my Executor every day to the point where I need to do at least 4 or 5 battles. And, you know, I just don't have the energy for that. So Fleet Arena, not my favorite. But, yeah, I think pretty comfortably this is a lower tier game mode right now. It's pretty stale.
Yeah, I agree. I think it only nudges some word that's means push a little bit below Squad Arena, because Fleet Arena is the most ignored game mode that you have to do every day. That's part of your dailies,
Yeah.
because you're either don't climb, you stay at the top, or you just don't really care about it. At least Squad Arena, you can get B-roll footage from Squad Arena. You can do it when you're bored. No
Yeah.
one ever runs B-roll footage of Fleet Arena.
I've actually
So
done
I
that
think
before.
it's
I've done it before.
and that's why no one likes you. That's why everyone shows up at your house with pitchforks saying
They have.
Cubs fan Han is Schmubs fan Bon.
I actually
So
have
maybe
people
you
call
should
me
stop doing that.
Chubbs fan Han sometimes because I'm fat.
You're not fat though. The fuck?
I get comments on my weight all the time, man.
Well, I get comments on my size, so I mean we're in this together.
Your size
I
of
guess.
what?
Don't worry about it.
Yep, well,
Call
mobile
me
gamers,
Figgis.
it's amazing. The things that people care about when it comes to mobile games, it extends well beyond mobile games. All right, Squad Arena is sitting in at number 6 on the list. And it's a little bit sad with Squad Arena 2. It's just they haven't done anything with it. Like, nothing has happened with Squad Arena since the beginning of this game to improve this game mode. It probably was the main draw for Galaxy of Heroes at one point. Maybe would have been number 1 towards the beginning. But right now it's just a Galactic Legend Fest. It's, it's routine at this point. I don't think anyone's really getting much enjoyment out of Squad Arena. I barely do it.
Yeah, I barely do it either. I mean, with my GL, I don't drop below 30 or 40, and that's enough crystals for me to mindlessly not do it. And some
Yeah.
days I do it and go up to 1, and then I get the extra big boost. But I don't really care that much. It's just there's no draw. There's nothing like I wake up in the morning like, man, what I really want to do today? I want to do an arena battle. I want to go in a Kenobi mirror match with no cats and just hope that I don't time out
Yeah.
5 times, so that I can climb one place to go from like 8 to 7 or 8 to 5. You know what I mean? I don't. There's no draw there.
Now, if we are ranking these in terms of rewards, Squad Arena would be higher because, of course, it's the best crystal revenue in the game. And so it's still an important game mode. But we're more ranking this list based on overall enjoyment, and I think this is just a grind for people. I will rank it above Conquest right now, however, because that grind is at least something you can manage in, just a few minutes, right?
By spending money.
Yeah. But you're not gonna have to be in it for hours and hours at a time, unlike Conquest. So, all right, number 5 on the list, AP gains, is gonna be the challenge tier Rancor raid. Now, this really kind of depends on how you feel about raids, but I've actually had the times that I do go in to the challenge tier Rancor, I've actually had a pretty decent amount of fun with this raid. What about you?
I find raids to be the one of, if not the most enjoyable parts of the game. It sucks that they're not going to do any more for the foreseeable future, but
Yeah.
I've always just enjoyed raids in general on these kind of online games, regardless of format, like whether it's an MMO or a mobile game or something like this. I just think that boss style PvE, kind of whole deal is just some of the most fun you can have in gaming. And I've always
Yeah.
liked them, and it sucks that we're not getting more and that my guild, beats it in 10 minutes. But I do still quite enjoy going in there and just manually doing some battles just for fun.
And the rewards are great now. Since they evened the rewards out and gave everybody kind of a similar amount of these materials for Relic 8, I've been really pleased with it, and I've had a lot more motivation to go on and at least do one battle for the raid so I can get up into that top 40 and get those good rewards. We don't. I mean, technically, you don't sim the Sith Triumvirate raid, but it's one of those. Most people are just popping teams in there, hitting auto, and so we're not necessarily ranking that one here, and more focusing on the premier raid in the game. We probably could have ranked that one. Then we would have had 10 game modes to rank, but we just didn't get around to that. So we did split out 3v3 Grand Arena and 5v5 Grand Arena into their own iterations because people feel very differently about them. And we did put the number 3 overall game mode in this game at 3v3 Grand Arena. Now, I know there's going to be some spicy takes here, AP Gains. People either love 3v3 Grand Arena or hate it with a very, very loud, fiery passion. And so for those people here, relax. It's still Grand Arena. That's why we're putting it higher than these other game modes. What are your thoughts on 3v3 Grand Arena being so high on the list?
I have never liked it. And
Yeah.
I really, it's not that I don't like it. It's that I really don't like it, if that makes sense. And it's not like a worse game. It's not like I'm some Neanderthal who doesn't get the nuance of 3v3. Like, I don't think I've lost a 3v3 Grand Arena battle in over a year at this point. It's too easy. The 3v3 teams are way more powerful. So if you have a better roster than your opponent, because I'm not like Division 1 where everyone has everything relics, like I'm 4 million GP. So
Yeah.
you still go into battles where, like I can just look at my roster and look at my opponent's roster and be like, all right, well, we don't need to actually do this today. We've already won. Throw
it's a
some
totally
teams
different
down,
experience than
beat
I'm
a couple
having.
battles. Exactly. So
Yeah.
until you're like 5 to 6 million GP, like it's, unless, the person playing is an absolute monkey, that you won before it starts, and it takes all the fun out of it because it's just boring.
So you think that's different in 3v3 versus 5v5? Because there's matches where I have the same vibe with 5v5. I don't think it matters if it's 3v3
Well,
or 5v5.
yeah, it's the same in 5v5, but 5v5 I get to actually enjoy because I get to use full team synergy. So I get to have fun.
You just don't like the 3v3.
I just don't like the 3v3.
But you agreed with putting it here at... Okay, so let me ask you this, though, because you were fine with putting it at 3.
But I enjoy it more than this other stuff. I'm not saying it sucks. I mean...
So that's kind of an interesting commentary, though.
I hate the arenas. I hate Conquest. Conquest, I currently hate. I hope I don't hate it in the future. I hate Galactic Challenges. I don't really like the Crankcore raid. I wish there was better raids. So this is kind of like a default 3. Like, this is not high praise that this game mode is number 3. It's more of a indictment on every other game mode below it than it is a praise of Grand Arena 3v3.
Now, speaking of game modes below it, I made a really big recording boo-boo, and I forgot to tell us who number 4 is.
Who's number 4?
If people are wondering why we skipped from 5 to 3, it's just because I have a hard time reading. Number 4 is Territory Wars. So let's talk a little bit about Territory Wars. Now, since they put more emphasis on winning, do you feel like Territory Wars has increased in favor for you or decreased? It's still underneath 3v3 GAC.
I think when they made the Relic 9 exclusive Territory War, they actually made the game mode infinitely worse. Because it went from something that people don't enjoy to something people don't enjoy and have to either begrudgingly do or knowingly avoid.
Yeah.
So it went from sucking to sucking with guilt.
Sucking with guilt and more grind because they doubled the amount of teams that were using effectively.
Now that sounds like a good movie title, Sucking with Guilt and More Grind, but that's besides the point. I think it just made it way worse. And it theoretically could be, you know what I mean? It theoretically could be like Super Grand Arena, but no one thinks of it like that. And I don't know what they would need to do to make it, because everyone loves Grand Arena. It's the premier game mode. But I don't know what cultural phenomena occurred to just make people not like Territory Wars. Maybe it's the fact that there's just so many teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't do it for me. It doesn't get me up in the morning.
Yeah.
I almost never I just place everything on defense, to be honest.
I think if they actually adjusted the matchmaking and kind of dialed back some of these changes that they made that put so much pressure on winning, I think things would change. But right now, I mean, matchmaking is just a bit of a joke, right?
It's pretty bad.
I've seen some heinous matchups, both myself with guilds that I've gone against, typically when we look at them and we're like, wow, we feel bad for these guys. Like we could try to lose and win, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just sad. It's just disappointing that it is that way. And it feels like something that maybe they've tried to change, and maybe they just are drawing blanks on exactly how to change it, or maybe they just don't care enough, even though
I
they're
think the
putting the premier
Omicrons will
resources in the
help.
games there. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that could help. That's something we haven't discussed.
I think at the end game, it's all GLs, and so it's boring. I think if we can spice up the teams that are actually viable in the 300 to 450 million guild GP range, I think a lot of the players who are, you know, actually talking in the community who've been here for a while would be more inclined to speak positively of it. And
Yeah.
then maybe there'd be like a shift in overall perspective, but yeah, until it can be spiced up a little bit, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long it takes them to get out enough characters and teams for um to make territory wars fun again. But yeah, eventually it could get there, but it's just not right now. It's too boring. It's just GL walls, fests, all that stuff.
So out of 9 game modes, we've ranked 7 so far. And sorry, we swapped the order of 3 and 4 in presenting them to you. That's my fault.
Just to keep
And
you on your
we
toes.
basically, yeah, we're basically collectively agreeing that ranks 3 all the way through 9 are game modes that we don't enjoy.
Yes, pretty much.
I just want that to kind of sit in the chat for a little bit. I think that's interesting. I think CG needs to think about that. All right.
And it's not that they're
Go on.
inherently bad ideas. It's just that in their current iterations, they leave immense desire, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't want to. I always say this when I criticize something without bothering to think of a replacement. I don't want to be the person to cast the proverbial first stone, but something needs to change in all of those game modes. And if I had brain cells, I would think of what that change is, but I hope it comes.
That'd be a subject for another video. I have ideas for how you could adjust all of them. I would disagree on 3v3 though. I'm kind of in the minority. I actually love 3v3 Grand Arena. So for me, it's Territory Wars through Galactic Challenges that I don't quite enjoy, 4 through 9. But I accept that a lot of people don't like 3v3, and I'm not going to try to persuade you to like it if you don't. All right, moving on to the number 2 game mode in the whole game is actually Territory Battles. And I feel like the more that they've given us, the more our rosters have become developed, the more that I have come to really enjoy Territory Battles. I actually really like it.
I do as well. I think it's just, I don't know what it is. I feel like it taps into what the raids should have been.
Yes.
Like if the raids were just a guild like 24-hour territory battle, I think that would be perfect. Like if eventually you know, they have this like, we want to make the raid so like you don't beat it right away, or it's not like a gimme. Like make the raid a 24-hour territory battle, or you know, figure out a way to get the time zones synced, or make it 36 hours so that, you know, no matter where you are, you get a chance to at least hit it. And do something with that like phase format over multiple areas with multiple battles. Let us use our whole rosters. I think that really taps in my primal gamer instinct.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just the progression, the ambiance of Geonosis, and the thematic characters you're fighting. I don't know. I very much enjoy territory battles.
Yeah, and I think it's a good amount of time spent in the game too. I think that's something that that Territory Battles really has on Conquest, is you've got a 4-day kind of event basically. They've made it, you know, a day and a half, right? But it kind of feels like 4 days where you're going in there with a little bit of time to breathe in there. And you know, you go in, you spend 30 minutes doing your battles, and you're done. You know. Whereas Conquest, I guess we're comparing a lot to Conquest here. It feels like one of those things where, gosh, I gotta be in there how many times every single day, and if I miss even one day, then I might put my red crate in jeopardy instantly. And so I think that's something to think about when kind of making adjustments to Conquest, is the amount of time invested. And I really feel like Territory Battles kind of hits it right.
And imagine if we replaced Galactic Challenges with like a personal territory battle. Like instead of just like, you know, you face this Ewok team that has a million potency, stuns every time they assist, and has overprepared 69. You got like your own like little. You remember when you're a kid, you win it. You got like a little mini pizza, a little mini territory battle for you every day, every 2 days, something like that. And they can just change up like the psychological feeling of the actual Galactic Challenge. I think that would be cool. I don't know how long it takes to make maps and stuff like that, with all the little zonies and all that stuff. But I think that would be pretty awesome.
So that's how I feel about. This is a little bit off topic here, but that's how I feel about raids. I wish that they would put together individualized raids that you could go in and tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
I think that would be pretty fun.
Here's a raid. You've got a week to burn through this thing and use your roster and do the best you can, right?
Mm-hmm. And like your teams reset every 24 hours. So if you're weaker, you got a chance to go in with like your one good Darth Revan team over and over again.
Exactly.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be really
Schmapital
fun.
Games. If Schmapital Games is listening to that, I approve. AP Games approves.
Well, now they can do it. That's the whole reason we don't have that yet, because they just haven't asked you yet. All right, number one, and I'm going to keep... I'm in the middle of a battle right here as we're recording this battle, and so I'm going to multitask, and we're going to talk about number one while I'm in battle. I hope you guys are okay with that. Number one is 5v5 Grand Arena, and AP Games... I don't think any... I mean, there might be people out there. I meet people every once in a while where they just... Hey, they hate Grand Arena no matter what. But I think by and large, most people in the community will agree that 5v5, the original Grand Arena, is just the best game mode overall, hand over fist.
I would go so far as to say it is the only reason this game even still exists for the last couple of years. It is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, so it pains me to see them not like try to make it better. Maybe they just think they have a perfect product, and to a certain degree, you know, it's relatively perfect. I mean, there's some things that you could change, but I think it's a great space. It is Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. The reason that EA keeps the game, hasn't pulled the plug on this game, is Grand Arena is what people want. It's what makes them spend money. It's what makes people, you know, wail out for, you know, Marquis Rose Tico without even knowing that we're getting a Galactic Legend after that.
Yeah.
It is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I think enough can be said that it is the entire game.
Yep. 100% agree. And I think a big part of Grand Arena that has an appeal that also keeps the game alive is not just that it is a big part of what drives people to farm in this game and have a lot of squads. I think that's, at least for me, my main focus when I'm farming for everything is I'm thinking of teams I want to use in Grand Arena. That's pretty much the only... I'm not thinking about raids. I'm not thinking about territory wars. I'm not thinking about... I'm definitely not thinking about Conquest. I'm thinking exclusively about Grand Arena, right? But also something that we don't talk about enough is how much Grand Arena does to bring this community together. I mean, oh my gosh, Grand Arena... Because of Grand Arena, we have a streaming game, right? This game was not a streaming game before Grand Arena. Who was actually streaming Galaxy of Heroes on a regular basis before Grand Arena?
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody.
there's a lot of mobile games out there that don't have that like long, continuous event-based event. That's kind of weird to say, but and I think the reason that the online community exists is because of Grand Arena. The same reason the game is still alive, because of Grand Arena. The reason that you can do YouTube, or that I can do YouTube, or anyone can do YouTube or Twitch, is because of Grand Arena, and nothing else. So yeah, Grand Arena is the pedestal. I almost said obelisk and pedestal at the same time as the pedalisk.
It's a pedalisk.
Exactly.
It's a pesticle.
That props up this game. It's a pesticle. Grand Arena is the pesticle that holds up both the community and the game at large.
Oh my gosh.
And for that, I will forever be grateful.
These videos are always such a GOG show. All right, we're going to do another video over... You don't know what that is. Ask a Canadian what a GOG show is. It's a mess, basically.
Canadians aren't real.
Well, I lived there for 2 years. I know that they're real.
Okay, we gotta... Let me cut you off here. You know that we don't actually exist. We literally are just entertainment for that one person. I'm not talking about any of the other views. The views are all made up. There's one person alive. Everything outside of you is a simulation. If you click off this video, we don't exist. If you already clicked off this video, we didn't exist. And by process,
I'm just gonna roll the outro now.
So, all right.